Hello everybody, it's Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and in this video I'll be showing you my complete iPhone 6 Plus setup. This video will be for December 2015, and you'll find out why tomorrow I'm doing this still in November. So let's start here at my lock screen. It's a pretty standard setup, although I am using Atom, which is a jailbreak tweak that lets you quickly go to applications from your lock screen. So if you wanted to unlock and go straight into Tweetbot, you can just go over that icon, use Touch ID or your passcode to unlock, and you'll be taken straight into that app. So here we are at my home screen. I have only one page of apps like usual. Let's start in the dock. I have phone, mail, settings, Spotify, and Safari. By the way, this is still iOS 8.4. I'm not really planning on going to iOS 9, even though OXO LE, which is one tweak I've been waiting for a long time to get updated for iOS 9, has been updated. I'm really happy with 8.4, so I really don't have any real reason to go to 9.1 whenever that gets jailbroken. The 5-icon dock is courtesy of Spring Demise. I have 2 rows of additional icons. I have messages, calendar, photos, and extras, which include stock Apple apps that I may occasionally go into, but I don't want to hide. As you can tell, I don't have a lot of the other Apple applications anywhere on my home screen, such as podcasts or videos. In row number 2, I have my jailbreak folder. I have Cydia, Flex, iCleaner, iFile, MyY, ProTube, Display Recorder, 3G Unrestrictor, and Murmur, which is pretty cool because this allows you to run pretty much as many applications as you want in one screen by just dragging down from the top left corner. So there's photos. I can go ahead and open up another app such as Calculator. Obviously on a 6 Plus it's not the most practical thing. On an iPad Pro this would be fantastic because of the huge screen. So as you can see, I am opening all of these applications. You are able to resize it like so. Not very practical, but this is good for if you have, let's say, an app in the background that you can just kind of leave there, in addition to a video app that's playing on top of it, sort of in its own PIP window. We could go ahead and open up Tweetbot, and I can interact with Tweetbot like so. I can still interact with the Calculator app or the Clock app or photos. All that still works. So let's go ahead and close out of all of these and go back into the jailbreak folder to take a look at the other things there. So we have, well, I already went over all that. If you're wondering how these taps are working, that's courtesy of Display Recorder. There is an option in the settings that lets you show taps always. So that's what I'm doing here. I'll go over the rest of my jailbreak tweaks in a moment, but as far as the other apps go, I have a games folder with Carmageddon, Crazy Taxi, Crossy Road, which is probably my most played game. My high score is just under 600. Flight Control, Fun Run 2, Game of Life, Osu, Peggle Blast, Poker Stars, and the Steam mobile app. In my social folder, I have Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Skype, Swarm, Tweetbot, and the stock Twitter app, which I only use for getting Twitter notifications. So if I go to my notification center, notifications, these types of things here, I have maybe 7 or 8 different accounts that I get notifications from whenever they tweet. So various tech news and regular breaking news type of things. Lastly, we have my Others folder, which has Amazon, eBay, File Explorer, Google Maps, 99.5 Kiss Rocks, my T-Mobile account, NASCAR, Opera Mini, PayPal, Randomizer, Shazam, Sling Player, Speed Test, TeamViewer, TV Guide, and Time Warner Cable TV. Let's go into my Cydia, and I can show you all of the different tweaks that I currently have installed. I do have quite a few, down to just the ones that I actually use. It's currently refreshing the sources, so I'll just wait a few more seconds. And there we are, 4 changes. So there is that OXO LE update I heard about. Spring Demise 3 has an update. The Display Recorder has an update. Let me check what the changelog is for that, if any. So 1.3.20. Assuming this is actually for the latest version, we have some iOS 9 updates, things that aren't relevant for me. So in the Install tab, we have Activator, which I do use. So for example, I can use 3-finger pinch like that, and it will pull up the new message sheet. So for text messages and iMessages, you can also attach photos from directly within that view. I'm also using 4-finger pinch to lock the device. That's an example of one of the Twitter notifications. I also have Amuri, which is the winterboard theme that I'm currently using. I do like the icons that it provides. They're very clean and more modern and just more appealing to look at than I think that what Apple includes. We have AFC2 for direct file system access over USB as opposed to SSH. We have Atom, which is the lock screen tweak that I showed you earlier. I have OXO 3 and OXO LE. OXO 3 doesn't do anything when they're both installed. But for OXO LE, this is pretty much the main reason I have a jailbreak, because being able to slide up from the bottom of your screen to get access to your multitasking tray, your control center, and more of the control center, all from one gesture, really. It's really nice. So everything you'd get from double pressing the button is still here. Of course, you get access to your AirPlay, which is what I'm doing here, AirDrop for file transfers. All that stuff is still accessible, all with your thumb through one gesture. It's just so much more efficient to switch between apps and access your settings than using the home button. I do have a theme called Iris installed, but I don't use that. It's still a nice theme, but I do like Amuri quite a bit better. We have CC settings for iOS 8 and 9, which brings you these customizable settings toggles here. I do use these frequently, so if I want to turn Wi-Fi on and off, I can quickly do that. I can take a screenshot like that. As you may have heard over my microphone, I am using a camera shutter sound that was from one of the iOS 4 betas from back in the day. It was only present in one of the betas, and Apple decided not to use it for some reason. Do not disturb toggle, the LTE toggle, a VPN toggle that I use almost daily, restart, respring, the Bluetooth one obviously, location. All of these are customizable as well through settings. Display recorder lets you record your display into a video file, and it also brings up these large or medium or small things there. I have fake Time Warner cable installed because the Time Warner Cable TV app knows when you're jailbroken and it won't let you actually use it unless you install that, but this hasn't worked in a while, so I installed Flex 2 and that appeared to have worked. Full Force lets you run non-iPhone 6 Plus applications in the full screen mode. If we go over to settings, I can show you some of the apps that I'm currently using with that. So we have a number of games, such as Fun Run 2. I don't believe that's yet a 6 Plus ready app. The Game of Life definitely is not, and it looks really good once you actually put it through full force. I can't believe the PayPal app hasn't been updated yet. The Time Warner Cable TV app, no, the T-Mobile My Account app still hasn't been updated yet, even though most of these work perfectly fine through full force, so it's just a lazy developer update. We have Sling Player. That one has better video quality once you expand it to the full screen. So just some examples of what full force can be used for. iBattery info is whenever you plug your display or your device into a charger, a pop-up will display that tells you the actual charge current from your charger. I have iCleaner, which lets you clean up various file caches and things like that, or any other file extension you may be looking for to get rid of. I also have File, which is the ultimate file manager and viewer. It's been around for quite a while. We have Infinite Tweet 2, which integrates TwitLonger into a number of different Twitter applications, such as TweetBot. Of course, there is Murmur. We have MyY 8. Not sure why it says 9, but I guess they're using the same package for both OSs. MyY is just a tethering app. I use that because it creates a 5 gigahertz personal hotspot rather than the integrated iOS version, which only does 2.4. So if you're in a 2.4 congested area like I am, data speeds are going to be very slow. So that's where MyY's 5 gigahertz compatibility comes into play. We have NC Fold, which lets you organize your notification center. So as you can see, you can fold and unfold the different items here. I also have it set to have an unlimited number of notifications per app. On the iPhone, it's limited to 10 per app, which doesn't really make sense to me. If there is something beyond the 10 that you missed, you aren't going to know what it is. Nitrous adds the JavaScript the JavaScript engine to pretty much any app instead of just first-party apps. We have ProTube, which lets you download YouTube videos up to 720p. Springtomize 3 lets you do a number of small tweaks to your OS. We have Swipe Selection Pro, which is a great tweak, and I do prefer this over the 3D touch method on the 6S and the 6S Plus, where you have to push harder on the screen to move the cursor around. This I can just start from my from my space bar. So for example, if I just type something here, this is a test message, and I just start here from the space bar, I can move the cursor. If I start from the shift or the backspace key, it'll select text. This is very, very reliable in terms of using this and getting right where you want. So if I want to go in between the two S's in message, there you go. Very easy to do. Let's delete that, and we're done. So that is Swipe Selection Pro. Paid for that one quite a while, and I really do like it. Of course, we have Winterboard for display theming. We have Zeppelin, which changes your carrier logo. Let me read that real quick. Of course they would really want you off that unlimited data plan. They're suckers. So for Zeppelin, we have the custom logo here, a T-Mobile one that I made. That package is also available in Cydia on the Zod TTD Mac City repo. And we also have 3G unrestricted, so apps that require Wi-Fi for certain things, you can now bypass that. So for example, I use LTE for nightly iCloud backups. I never have to worry about whether or not I'm on Wi-Fi. And thanks to unlimited T-Mobile data, I don't have to worry about how much it actually backs up. This is just a quick look at what all of the options look like within settings. I can almost get all of them in view, but there really isn't anything interesting here to take a look at. So I'm not sure how long this video has been, but I think I've taken care of everything. If anybody's wondering how I'm recording this video, like I said earlier, I am using Air Server on my Windows PC and Fraps to record it. And of course, I'm just using AirPlay mirroring within iOS to do that over USB, because I currently have a USB tethering option active within MyWi. So it should give me the best performance as far as AirPlay goes, because it doesn't have to do it over Wi-Fi, it's doing it directly through a USB cable. So that is it with this video. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave everything down below in the comments area. But that's it with the video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.